Today I will be giving the second part of my series on radiation, and this one will be more generally about ionizing radiation. There are three main types of ionizing radiation, as well as another type that is not generally included in these categories. There are alpha particles, denoted by the Greek letter alpha, beta particles with the Greek letter beta, and gamma rays, Greek letter gamma, or X-rays, which is debated on whether they're very similar. And there's also neutron radiation, which can make usually stable atoms or substances radioactive. The first type we'll be talking about are alpha particles. Alpha particles are made of 2 protons and 2 neutrons, and are technically the nucleus of a helium atom. All helium gas that you fill balloons with were once these radioactive alpha particles billions of years ago. Alpha particles do not travel very far and can be stopped usually with a thicker piece of paper. However, these alpha particles are the most ionizing, which means they're the most danger to you if you were to ingest them. Here's a diagram of what an alpha particle would look like. The 2 protons and the 2 neutrons. The next type of radiation are called beta particles. Beta particles are electrons that are flung from radioactive unstable atoms. Beta particles are more penetrating than alpha particles, which means they can go through your skin, but they are stopped by a piece of aluminum. Beta particles, as I said, can pass through your skin, but they don't go right through your body, such as gamma radiation. There can be beta negative discharge or beta positive discharge particles. Positively charged electrons are referred to as positrons. So these are beta particles, which is another name for electron radiation. So this is traditional beta radiation, and this is positive beta radiation. It's called a positron. Finally, gamma rays. Gamma rays are a type of electromagnetic waves rather than a subatomic particle, such as beta and alpha radiation. And they can only be stopped by a thick layer of lead or concrete. They have the most penetrating power, and they can pass right through your body, unless you were wearing some sort of protective lead suit. That gamma radiation is what's calculated in dose rates such as microsieverts and millirem. And here's a diagram, which is the tighter the wavelength of an energy wave, the more dangerous it is, because the higher energy it is. That's it for my presentation on ionizing radiation. Do we have any questions?
How would you be exposed to a gamma ray?
As I said in my previous presentation, gamma rays come from cosmic rays from space and from the sun, and from every radioactive thing will always emit a gamma ray, although some are less gamma emitters than others. But usually synthetic radioactive elements emit more gamma radiation, such as things found in nuclear reactors.
How does radioactive hurt people stuff?
Well, gamma rays are the most penetrating, so that means they'll go right through you.
Like burn?
Yes, if you're exposed to enough of them, you'll see burns on you. If it's high enough, it can kill the tissue, and you'll slowly die if you get exposed to more than the lethal dose. Any other questions?
These images are under what? A microscope? Like what's...
Well, this is just how we draw a gamma ray. It's a very short wavelength. The shorter the wavelength, the more dangerous. So if this were to be a full wavelength spectrum, the first would be radio waves, which are very, very long. Then it'd get to, I don't remember the exact order, but I think then it's microwaves, then ultraviolet, then X-rays, then gamma rays.
That would be helpful to have in your presentation.
And then these are just representations of what an electron would be and what an alpha particle would be.
Awesome.
My turn, Mommy.
What's your word of advice to not be zapped by gamma rays?
It's inevitable. We're exposed to it from everywhere all the time. Not high amounts, but you can't completely avoid it, but the more you can stay away from it, the better.
So you said that the gamma rays could come from the sun. Is anybody monitoring that to give us like a heads up?
No. Cosmic rays are always around.
My turn.
Okay.
My turn.
Is that it?
Oh yeah.